Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. Do we see a change? I hope you do. I have been spending my little time off starting to redo a filming space. I had it upon my heart that I really wanted to start filming in natural light. Before, I was in a basement, so I couldn't utilize it. But I've made the commitment, the change, saved some money. I'm now filming in a room that has natural light. Wanted to downsize everything and just curate a space for me that would be my new office. And I don't have anything really in my background right now, so this is all gonna change. I just have a chair and a tree that has come in for furniture I've ordered. However, I have painted the room. My carpets are still wet from cleaning them. And I'm just really excited for the change, just to have natural light to film. Obviously, there's gonna be some occasions where it's gonna be hard if it's nighttime, so I'm gonna have to utilize some studio lighting, but I'm hoping to the best of my ability I can film in natural light moving forward in 2024. So I hope you guys enjoy this change. I am really looking forward to it myself. I think my content is only gonna get better because of this change. I'm so excited. If you're new to my channel, normally I don't talk this much in my intros. I just had to say this for all the people who are subscribed because you're gonna see like a huge change right now. So we are doing some new Sephora collection items. I picked them up over the holidays and I wanted to test them out on camera for you. I don't have my eyes or complexion finished because we have the new concealer, some powder products, both a contour and a highlight, which have actually been available in Europe. However, they're new for North American consumers. And then we have this new mascara that I wanted to try on camera too. 4 new Sephora collection items that I want to test out for you guys. And we're going to be starting off with the concealer. And this is the Sephora Best Skin Ever Glow. And this is a multi-purpose concealer. It has a luminous finish and it says it has prebiotics in it. Buildable, weightless texture, long wear, 12-hour hydration, corrects, smooth, and illuminates, non-comedogenic, dermatologist tested. Has a lot of really good claims. I love the component here. And I don't think the shade is gonna be perfect for me, but we will be trying out the formula. I got shade 25.5, which they said would match my Best Skin Ever foundation. So I went with this one, and I love the Best Skin Ever foundation, but we don't have the glow version yet, at least on Sephora Canada, but we do have the concealer. So we're gonna go ahead and apply this under the eye. It has a very small doe foot applicator, and you can see the color. I think it's gonna be all right. Honestly, when I first got it, it looked so orange for some reason, but now it doesn't. It's really strange because I did post this on my Instagram and I didn't like the color, but maybe the natural light is just doing better things for me. And if you have questions about anything else I'm wearing on my face, I will link it below. I did want to wear this really viral foundation for this video. It's the Laura Mercier one, and I did do a try new makeup on this, so I have more thoughts on that. I might actually do a dedicated just because it's so popular right now, but I want to show you it on my skin. And if my voice sounds a little funny, I'm also sick. This holiday, I couldn't film anyways, but I was good enough to start working on this room. Just gonna put the concealer where I normally put it, and let's zoom you in. We have better zoom now, just because I have a little bit more space. When I don't have lights in front of me, just think everything's gonna be better from this setup. So this is blending out fairly thin. It's pretty. It matches that foundation. I thought these would pair nicely together, and I'm right, just because the foundation does have that luminous sort of finish. On this eye specifically, we'll be able to tell how much coverage this has because I have that under eye spot. I can always tell the coverage of a concealer by how well that spot is covered. And honestly, saying it's a medium, it's like a fairly high medium with that luminous finish. I don't think you need a lot either. And the color I think is quite perfect for this foundation shade I have. I'm very happy. We're gonna try highlighting with this where I typically do. I don't think this is gonna do too much in terms of highlighting, only because the shade is not too bright. I don't typically go bright with my concealer anymore, but we're gonna try it on the face as well, just to see what this does. Blends out beautifully. I will be going ahead and setting my face with powder, which will take away some of the glow. However, when I add setting spray back in and just the foundation wearing on its own, it kind of comes back, but it's gonna look a little bit more matte when I come back. Right now, I like how everything looks unset. But would it last? Who knows? I typically have to set my face or it's gonna come off. Like this foundation specifically, it will transfer. So I'm just gonna go ahead, quickly set my face with a powder that I feel will suit both the luminous finish of both these products, which I think I'm going with Hourglass, and I'll be back to show you what that looks like. We'll move on to mascara and then the complexion product. I just applied my Hourglass powder. You can see that it kind of lightened the foundation slightly. Even though this is translucent, that just tends to happen with powder. And then once I'm done my complexion, I'm gonna set it with setting spray. Everything will be good. We have no dimension in the skin right now because I have no bronzer, no contour. So I am going to actually move on to mascara, and it is the Sephora Love the Lift mini mascara. They do have a full-size option as well if that's what you want. I wanted to try out the mini before I commit to the full. I've been really loving these kind of mascaras lately, and this says it has instant curl and lifting volume. So I'm gonna zoom you guys in again so we can see the work on my lashes. This is what the brush looks like. It has a slight curve to it. It's one of those rubberized ones, which I've actually been enjoying. I said I used to not like these, but actually have been really enjoying a ton of the ones. Have this sort of scoop shape. We have the Tower 28 one I love, Benefit Roller Lash, like a ton. Have this sort of shape to it. Starting with my first coat. And this has been getting really good reviews on Sephora. It's grabbing and separating all my lashes. For one coat, that's pretty good, I'd say. We'll see how this builds. Hopefully it doesn't get clumpy, because it does say that it has lifting volume, and I would definitely agree with that claim right now. It does look quite lifted and nice. It does remind me of the Tower 28. I normally don't like any mascara right off the bat, but I'm actually really enjoying this one. It looks really, really good. And I think the sun's starting to peek out. We're gonna get the sun. See how that affects the videos? So I'm just gonna leave it at the 2 coats because this is sufficient for me. I think it looks really pretty, all defined, enough volume for me, and it's holding the curl so far. I will update you guys at the end of the day. I wanted to upload this today. So if you're not following me on Instagram, definitely do so, because I'm gonna post an update on there, how everything wears, and then I'll just write in the description or the comments how it all wears. But this is a first impression, and I will be following up, doing more trying new makeups. Did anyone else pick up this mascara or any of these other Sephora Collection products? I love Sephora Collection, so I was so excited to see they had new launches. That is 2 coats on both eyes. I normally would put a little bit on my lower lashes. However, I'm trying to test out the concealer today to see how that wears, so I don't want there to be any flaking, smudging, smearing, anything like that. Just in case this mascara does that, I want to fully test both of these. And now I'm going to zoom you out slightly just so that we can work on the complexion. I want you to see the whole face while we contour and highlight. The only problem with natural light is that it's gonna change throughout the videos. But I guess that's a good thing. You can see it in all light conditions. We're gonna move on to the Sephora contour, and as I said earlier in the video, Europe had these already. This is new to North America. I did decide to go with the light to medium contour powder. It's a cool tone contour powder to effortlessly sculpt and define, buildable and blendable application for a natural result. For me, this is the one thing I'm scared of, because normally I don't typically contour my face. I more so do like a bronze tour situation, so I like something a little bit warmer than this. So I'm gonna still probably have to bronze after this, but I figured I'd show you what this looks like without any bronzer first. And we're going to contour with a BK Beauty 112 brush, and I'm just gonna start off with a little bit, because I don't want to overdo this, because contour tones, I don't know, sometimes I just don't like it. We're looking chiseled though, I'd say. Now, I don't hate the color. I was worried it would be too ashy. Granted, I personally will probably use this just slightly after I bronze, just to further enhance my cheekbones or contour my forehead, nose, but I just wanted to show you the color without any distortion, just for this review. But we can definitely try it just with bronzer, like how I'd normally apply it in a Trying New Makeup. So definitely subscribe if you haven't already. Stay tuned to all my updates on these products, and I will haul them in a Sephora haul too. And then you'll get a full update in my Sephora haul updates as well, because I do those on my channel. I always like to follow up on all the products I purchase. Okay, I don't hate it. And it doesn't look patchy. It looks really smooth, shockingly. And I don't think it's too cool tone for my face. So I'm just gonna quickly try and contour my chin. I have a fairly light hand, I'd say. You could obviously build this up more. I use a lot of products, but not a lot of product, if that makes sense. I like doing the steps. I just don't add a lot of each. Doing a little bit of hard pan, if you can see that. And I did set my foundation. Not that big of a deal, but I just want to note that some powders do it more than others. I find the ones that are more firmly pressed, like this product, because firmly pressed, you put your brush in it and it's not really kicking up anything at all. So this is fairly firmly pressed, and that's when I get hard pan. Just note that that is happening to the product. I thought I was gonna have to return this. I love it actually, the color. Slightly concerned about the hard pan, but my Charlotte Tilbury powder does, and I still repurchase that, and it's way more pricey. You can try a little bit on my nose. I don't tend to do nose contour anymore. Not a super defined contour, but you can definitely tell the coloring that it did add, and I do like it as well. So I'm actually quite surprised because I thought looking at those powders, it'd be much too gray tone for me. I thought it would look super ashy and unnatural, but that is like true contour. I can actually see myself using that and incorporating it because I've always done bronzer, like strictly, because I don't go very cool. Now our next product we have is the Sephora Colorful Luminizer, and this reminded me of the Dior highlighter palette that I absolutely love because it looks like that kind of pressed gelée formula, which I personally love and think is super flattering on the skin. So I cannot wait to apply this on. I have dipped into it already. So you can see that it kind of also does a little bit of that hard panning. Just because it's so firmly pressed, it still picks up on this and has been working, even though it has been doing that for me. I got the shade 05 Iced Pearl. I was gonna get the more gold tone one, but figure this will work for when I'm light or medium skin tone. So this says it's a shimmering powder enriched with fine pearlescent pigments for an instant glow, silky and weightless texture. My dog really wants in this room. I see you wagging. We have to build a door. So that is the face before highlight. I'm gonna quickly go off camera and I'm gonna put on my bronzer. I've been using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark Golden. Shocking, a different one from MAC. And then for blush, I'm going to be using this cream one from Refi in Rose. So I applied a little bit of bronzer and blush. I love how everything incorporated. I think the complexion's looking really good. So I'm gonna show you the shade Iced Pearl. And I'm using a BK Beauty Nikki LaRose N14 brush for highlight. And if you want to know all the brushes I use, I always link them down below in the order I use them, as well as products. So just check the description if you're ever curious. Try to link everything as well if I can find it. So we're just going to start off with a little bit. See that glow? And you can see my texture when I apply highlight. Emphasizes slightly like highlight would, but it's very thin on the skin. So that's just a light bit of highlight. Very beautiful. I have been using this, so I do really like it. There's a couple products I did want to save to do on camera with you, but this one I couldn't wait for. As soon as I saw that these were available to purchase, I knew I had to have one because they do remind me maybe of a more subtle Dior, but it definitely has that kind of pressed gelée sort of texture to it. And I love the glow it's giving. It's like a wet effect on the skin without being glittery in your face. Very pretty. You can obviously build this up. I built this up a little bit more just so you can see it. I think the color is perfect for my skin tone too. So I've been loving that. So this was a really good trying new makeup. I know it was only a few products. I'm gonna summarize them all. Once I get back, I'm gonna quickly do my hair, throw a little bit of setting spray on, just so this all melts together. Come back and we'll just finish off the video. Just straighten my hair, I'm back. We're gonna summarize this video. I picked up 4 products that were new from Sephora collection. We started off with the concealer, and so far, not creasing, has decent coverage. I'm really loving how it looks. I was worried about the color, but I think for when I have a medium skin tone, light medium, this will be pretty good. If you wanted more brightness, definitely go lighter. This is pretty much my skin tone shade, just a slight bit lighter underneath the eyes, but I love the luminosity of it. It's super thin, but with great coverage. Very promising. I will update you in the comments how it wears. If you want to see a photo, check out my Instagram. I'll post one on there for everything and how it wore on the skin. The new Sephora mascara, I have used ones that give a little bit more volume. Granted, I just did 2 coats of mascara. I feel like I have gotten more voluminous looks from other mascaras like my Benefit Fan Fast that I absolutely love. So I'm gonna have to keep testing this, but as I said in the video, I normally hate all mascaras when I initially try them. I do like how it built nicely and separates the lashes. They look really defined, and like I have more of them than I typically do because it doesn't clump up at all. So there's some benefits to this, but I need to keep testing it to just see the wear, if it flakes into my contact lenses or anything like that, then it will be a no. If it flakes, smudges, smears, I will let you know because those are deal breakers for me. And then the 2 powder products that Sephora Canada and US just got. I actually really like both of these. I don't think the contour ended up being too ashy or muddy or anything on my skin. I think it's actually a really good color, especially for contour, which I normally steer away from tones this gray. It worked. It looks good, and I'm fairly warm complected in hair, and sometimes the cooler tones can throw off my complexion, my hair, but I like it. Let me know what you think though. I know you guys will be honest if I look like a mess right now, but I think it looks good. And then the highlight is so pretty. It gives that wet look to the skin. I'm so happy with this color and the formula. It's super thin, not glittery. It just gives a glow, and that's what I'm looking for. So yeah, it was a really successful trying new makeup. I know it was just 4 products. I wanted to focus though on the new Sephora collection products, and I hope you guys like my new setup. Granted, it's pretty empty right now. I'm waiting for everything to arrive, but I think it's gonna be a really welcomed change to 2024, and I cannot be more excited to film with natural light. So thank you guys so much for clicking on this video, for spending some time with me today. If you want to see more of my videos and join my channel, the family here, be sure to hit the red subscribe button, the bell to be notified of all my future videos, and I will see you guys in my next one.